Summer House Season 10, Episode 8 Review, When the Party Stops Being Fun and the Truth Gets Loud. Let's go ahead and say it right now. This episode of Summer House wasn't fun. And that's saying a lot, because this is the same show where people drink all day, argue all night, and wake up pretending nothing happened like it was just another casual Saturday in chaos. But Episode 8, oh no, this wasn't your typical messy, shady, pass the rosé and spill the tea, kind of drama. This was the kind of episode that makes you sit up, pause the TV, and go, wait, this is actually sad. Cocktail the setup, a party that was supposed to be light. The episode starts like every other weekend in the house. Drinks flowing, music blasting, people flirting, gossiping, and pretending they're not keeping score. Amanda is outside, laughing, socializing, being part of the group, doing what you're supposed to do in a house full of people. Meanwhile, Kyle is inside, alone, DJing, and right there is where the energy shifts. Because what should have been a simple, hey babe, come watch me spin for a second, turns into something way deeper, something that's clearly been building for years. Collision the explosion, Kyle versus Amanda, and it was ugly. Let's not sugarcoat this. Kyle didn't just get annoyed. He exploded, and not in a dramatic reality TV moment way, but in a real, uncomfortable, borderline painful to watch way. What started as frustration turned into yelling, cursing, public humiliation, and words that you just don't say to someone you love. Calling Amanda out in front of the entire house. That was already bad, but when he crossed into name-calling, calling her a dumbass, and worse, that's when the vibe in the room shifted from messy to dark. And you could see it on everyone's faces. Nobody was laughing, nobody was entertained, everybody was thinking the same thing. Right finger, this ain't normal. Flushed the house reacts, and even they were uncomfortable. Now let's be real, this cast has seen it all. They've watched cheating scandals, love triangles, drunken arguments, friendship breakups, so for them to look shocked, it was bad. West basically said the fight felt unprovoked. Sierra, she wasn't trying to sugarcoat anything. She gave that look like, right finger, y'all need to separate. Like, immediately. And honestly, she wasn't wrong, because what we saw wasn't just a fight. It was years of resentment bubbling over in one very public, very ugly moment. Heartbreak Amanda's reality. This has been going on. The most heartbreaking part of the episode wasn't even Kyle yelling. It was Amanda's reaction, because she didn't act surprised. She didn't act shocked. She didn't even act confused. She acted like, right finger, here we go again. And when she admitted that this kind of behavior has been happening for years, that's when it clicked. This wasn't a one-time blow-up. This was a pattern, and patterns are dangerous, especially when they're wrapped in long-term relationships, public perception, and the pressure of being that couple on TV. Amanda looked tired, not just in the moment, but tired in a deep, emotional, I've been dealing with this too long, kind of way. Face mask Kyle's perspective, hurt or just out of control. Now let's be fair for a second. Kyle's frustration didn't come out of nowhere. He felt ignored. He felt unsupported. He felt like he was putting in effort, DJing, trying to bring energy, and Amanda wasn't showing up for him in that moment. But here's the problem. Right finger feeling hurt does not give you permission to disrespect someone. And that's where Kyle lost the plot. Instead of expressing his feelings like, hey, I wish you came inside for a bit, he went straight to public embarrassment, aggressive language, emotional escalation, and once you cross that line, there's no coming back from it in that moment. Brain, let's talk about the real issue because it's bigger than this fight. This episode wasn't really about DJing. It wasn't about being outside versus inside. It wasn't even about one argument. This was about communication breakdown, emotional disconnect, and unresolved resentment. Kyle and Amanda have been together for years. And what we saw in episode 8 felt like right finger, the result of every argument they never fully resolved. Every time something was brushed off. Every time something was not that serious. Every time one person felt unheard. It all came out at once. And it wasn't pretty. Popcorn. Meanwhile, the rest of the house is still messy because of course. Now because this is Summer House, the drama doesn't stop with one couple. While Kyle and Amanda are giving us emotional devastation, the rest of the house is still doing what they do best. Right finger being messy in a more fun way. Eyes the Dara and Ben rumor. Lindsay drops a little bomb. Right finger, Dara was in Ben's room for an hour. And immediately, the house goes into investigation mode. Dara denies it. People start side-eyeing. KJ starts questioning everything. Because nothing says, weekend getaway, like a rumor that can destroy a relationship in 0.5 seconds. Kiss Mark Bailey and Ben, from tension to kissing. Now this is classic summer house behavior. 1 minute, right finger awkward tension, right finger unclear feelings, right finger passive-aggressive energy. Next minute, right finger they're kissing, because apparently in this house, all problems can be solved with alcohol, late-night conversations, and questionable decisions. Bullseye the bigger picture. This episode changes everything. Let's be clear, episode 8 is a turning point. Not just for Kyle and Amanda, but for how viewers see them. Because for years, they've been the complicated couple, they fight but they love each other pair. The ones who always somehow work it out. But this felt different. This felt like, right finger the moment where people stop rooting for you. And start questioning if you should even be together. TV watching it back knowing they split. Phew, here's what makes this episode even heavier. We already know, right finger Kyle and Amanda have split or at least publicly struggled post-filming. So watching this scene, it doesn't feel like random drama. It feels like, right finger the beginning of the end. And honestly, you can see it. There's no softness left in their interaction. No patience, no understanding, just frustration, hurt, and exhaustion. Speech balloon the shady truth because you know we had to go there. Let's go ahead and say what everybody was thinking. Kyle really said, right finger, you didn't come watch me DJ. Let me destroy my marriage on national TV. Amanda really said without saying it. Right finger, I've been checked out, you just catching up. And the house, right finger, yeah, this ain't fixable. Receipt final thoughts. Not all drama is entertaining. We love reality TV for the mess. The shade, the chaos, the gossip, but every once in a while, a show reminds you that behind the cameras. Right finger these are real relationships. And episode 8 was one of those reminders. This wasn't entertaining drama. This was painful, raw, and very, very real. Star final rating, 9/10, but not for the reasons you think. This episode was checkmark compelling, checkmark unfiltered, checkmark impossible to look away from. But also, crossmark uncomfortable, crossmark heavy, crossmark emotionally draining, and sometimes, that's what makes reality TV hit the hardest. Question for you because you know we gotta ask guys. Do you think Kyle and Amanda could have saved their relationship? Or was this moment proof that it was already over?